All right, folks. So he's the former head of the Independent Commission of Investigations. We call him INDICOM. Mr. Terrence Williams has been appointed to the rank of King's Counsel. He joins us to speak about his career over the years and achieving this new milestone. And if you wonder why King's Counsel, this is coming from Britain. So when Queen Elizabeth was alive, it was Queen's Counsel. But for the next little while, we're going to have King.
But there's a lineup.
We'll have a QC in a little while. Morning, sir. Welcome to Smile. Congratulations, sir.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
Let's start at the start. Why law in the first place?
Oh, I don't know. I think that at the home I have an elder brother who is a lawyer. My father was a trade unionist, so I was always interested in helping people. So growing up, it was always a pursuit. You know, you used to watch Perry Mason on TV about old show.
Matlock?
Matlock is a little bit younger.
Oh, okay.
Perry Mason was an old show for my generation. So we used to watch Perry Mason, and we always dreamed for the occasion where, like Perry Mason, you get somebody to confess on.
Yes.
Well, it never happens though, but but you dream for those occasions, you know.
Yeah. I know you well. And you're not a man who chat plenty and lawyers chat plenty. So how come?
Well, you know, I guess you say if you're
chatting for the court.
We were saying in our family that the two of us who are lawyers are the ones who speak less, and the other brothers who are not there, they are the big chatters, you know. Yeah, I guess we save it for the occasion, you know. Yes.
When you decided to embark on this particular career path, and you know make this journey, did you see it unfolding the way it has?
Actually, no. You know, it changes. You know, because originally the idea I had was to be a defense counsel, and I nowadays I tell law students, you know, never at law school pick your career. You know, study everything and learn everything, because then I was influenced first by Tom Tavares Finson, who was my pupil leader when I was a student, towards defense work. And then I was influenced by Ken Panchuk, King's Counsel, who was my tutor at law school, towards prosecuting. So I have now done, I think in my career, evenly prosecuting and defending. You know, equal time on both sides of the aisle.
Is there a side that you prefer?
Actually, no. No, I can't say that. I think for each case, you feel the justice for your client, or for the system of justice, or for victims. And for each case, you want to make sure you do your best job for your client.
You're a criminal lawyer? Is that how it's said?
I consider myself now to be like a public lawyer, meaning that I do cases for and against the state. So I do criminal law, I do constitutional law, I do human rights, and administrative law. And I practice here and in the BVI predominantly.
Some people don't like courts. Some people, this of them want to be all the time.
Right.
What about you? You like the arguing and stuff?
I love court work. It's great fun. I always tell people it's something that I would do for free, but I don't let the clients know.
They know now.
It's great fun. The drama, the tension, it does keep you active and endeared to the profession. So it has always been what I've liked.
Now, you referenced Perry Mason, I referenced Matlock, but there are so many shows which describe or portray legal scenarios. Does it ever play out like we see it on TV? Because sometimes people are like, yeah, I want to do that because it looks fun on screen, but then what's it like during the...
Oh, it's of course, TV drama is one thing, you know. No, there's a lot. No one is confessing in the witness box, as you've seen. Every Perry Mason show ends with that. No, and sometimes there are little subtleties that one uses to come to the truth, you know. So, the TV dramas attract us to the profession. When you get there, there's a lot more reality to it, you know.
Right. It can be, my word, nasty. I watched you with the, was it Manat?
Manat Film?
Oh, the Tivoli Inquiry.
Tivoli Inquiry, okay.
And it does get nasty.
Oh, it's hard to carry. Yeah.
But you guys are friends. I mean, so how do you balance that? Because you're fighting for me. him talking some stuff where, you know, like, you're him a friend. How do you balance that to ensure, say, there is some kind of civility as opposed to you just a punch, and how do you balance that?
It's part of the dignity of the profession that lawyers should know how to be. Independence is one of the greatest virtues a lawyer should have. And so you should be respectful to your colleagues. You fight hard, you fight respectfully. I make a practice when I'm leaving court every day. I say thank you to the judge, and I say thank you to my opponents, so that you leave the courtroom in at least some civility.
Yeah.
So one should never carry over your client's disputes as a dispute against you and the other lawyer. You represent, but you do not take over the burden of the individual client's problems and vexation, because you must be above it to do your job professionally.
Yeah, so you're discharging your duties dispassionately, really, is what it is.
Well, sometimes you have to have some passion.
Right.
But what I say is you have to control your passion, because you certainly are a human being, but you can't let your passions get away from you. You'll like this week I had a very big point to argue, and the court didn't want to hear it.
Yeah.
And you have to know that you're going to have to control yourself and say, okay, the court has a decision to make, and you have your avenue that you can take if there's disagreement, but do not be rude, do not lose control of yourself, because then you can't represent your client properly.
Right.
So one has to always have controlled passion.
On that note, because you're just mentioning that sometimes the court does not want to hear you advance a particular argument or so, are you able, or do you, let's say you see a judge, who's presiding over a case, and you run into them at a supermarket, golf course, wherever. Do you sometimes, are you tempted to say, hey, on Monday, so and so and so and so, can you do that? Is that, what's the rule around that?
No, that'd be totally improper,
Right.
And one should leave courtroom and leave those things behind. I don't know if you remember the book Great Expectations. The lawyer in that case, when he's leaving his office, would always wash his hands.
Right.
And it was a symbol that Dickens was using to say, you leave behind all of that. And when you're out in the world, you leave behind all of the legal disputes and so on.
Right.
How do you become a King's Counsel?
Well, King's Counsel is an old English rank for lawyers who represented the king. But over time, of course, the independent profession, it evolved into a senior lawyer who, respected by the profession, who the profession agrees should have that rank and come along with it, the privileges and the burdens of that rank. So you have a minimum requirement, 15 years at the bar is the minimum requirement, and then the various bodies vote to see who of the persons having that requirement, who are advocates, who have distinguished themselves at the bar, should be promoted to that rank.
Yeah. If not this appointment, what would be the highlight of your career?
Oh, I think the next case, because you always look to the future. Of course, there have been important cases that I have done, and I particularly appreciate those cases that I did at the Privy Council, which are now reported in textbooks, even in English textbooks. Mm-hmm. But the next case is a highlight. The one I'm going to do tomorrow or next week is a highlight, because how we work, is you do a case, when it's done, it's in the box.
Yeah, and that's that.
And you only go back to it if you want to remember something from it. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, you can just search on your computer. Right. But the next one is the important one.
Got it.
Mayorem Dei Gloria.
Yes, indeed.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much
for coming this morning. God bless you and your family, sir.
Thank you.
Attorney at law, King's Counsel, Terence Williams. Or is it Terence Williams?
King's Counsel. After the break, we take a look at hydroponics in schools.